You're listening to the Follow Your True Azimuth Micro Podcast. I'm Scott Graham, your host, and inspiring you today is our guest, Jon Scott. Jon manages business partnerships for the national environmental nonprofit Clean Water Action, where he's built a 4-decade career in environmental and social change activism. Hi, Jon. Welcome to the show.
Great to be here, Scott. I'm really glad to share this story. I don't think I've ever told it before, and it's worth telling for sure.
Tell us about a time where you struggled to follow your true azimuth, Jon.
The time I struggled to follow my true azimuth was as a college student. I graduated from high school in 1977, convinced that I would pursue a career as an environmentalist. Went off to Williams College in Western Mass and dug in. My first year was a process of figuring out things for myself, just like a lot of people's college experience is. Second year comes along, I had to declare a major, and I decided I would be an economics major because everyone knows environmental battles are often fought and won under the terms of economics. And if I wanted to be successful, I needed to understand and speak and learn and persuade using the language of the enemy. Of course, we all know that trade-off between jobs and the economy and the environment is a false one, but that's a different story. So I knuckled down and started studying. A year later, I had pretty much come close to flunking out. Being an economics major meant I had to study calculus. I had to attend 8 a.m. classes. I had to master macroeconomic theory and microeconomic theory, and this was just not working for me. So I did something that was considered pretty radical or revolutionary at the time. I took a year off to rethink things. I went and worked as a volunteer for an environmental nonprofit on a small island in the Chesapeake Bay, Smith Island. The nonprofit was the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. A completely different world. And I came back newly rededicated to a career as an environmentalist and with a new plan. I switched my major from economics to geology. I layered on environmental studies. I effectively did a minor in studio art. I got pretty much straight A's or B pluses the rest of my college career. I immediately got a job helping to build and found a highly successful environmental nonprofit, working for Amory Lovins at what is now the Rocky Mountain Institute in Colorado. I came back and spent a year working as a studio art assistant in the studio art department at Williams College. But this decision point, abandoning economics, taking time to reflect, living on what was about as close as you could get to another planet from the rarefied college atmosphere, a community of watermen on the Chesapeake Bay. Coming back allowed me to focus on what I was really passionate about. I love geology. I love being part of a gang of students jumping off of a bus on a geology field trip armed with rock hammers, scaring the crap out of people who were driving by the roadside exposed rock face that we were all descending upon. And I love dividing my time between my studies with geology and studio art and environmental studies, and also spending time in the out of doors, which is what it's all about. Playing in a rock and roll band, playing bluegrass and folk music as well, and really opening up to my creative side. And I've applied those lessons the entire rest of my career. I've spent nearly 4 decades at Clean Water Action. Interestingly enough, I've come full circle. My latest project is a new business partnership with a financial firm offering a new cash management tool that can help people earn more on their cash. I hope you'll check that out when you get a chance. It's called the Clean Water Wallet. But that is my story, and I'm glad to have this opportunity to share it.
Jon, thanks for being with us today.
40 years ago, I took a big risk. I went with my gut and my heart, made big changes in my life, and things turned out for the better. So, spend more time playing music, spend more time out of doors, do what you are called to do, not what someone else thinks you should be doing.
John, that was a melodious story, which prompts the question I'm sure everyone is thinking right now. What musical instruments can you play? Any? None? What? Tell us.
Guitar, bass, and drums.